Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to Premier Explosives Limited Q3 FY23 earnings conference call. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode, and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star then 0 on your touchtone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Mr. Vishal Mehta from Stellar Investor Relations. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Thank you, Faizan. Good afternoon, everyone. I, on behalf of Stellar Investor Relations, welcome you all to Premier Explosives Limited Q3 and 9 months FY23 earnings conference call. We shall be sharing the key operating and financial highlights for the quarter and 9 months ended December 31st, 2022. We have with us today the senior management team of Premier Explosives Limited, Mr. T.V. Chaudhary, Managing Director, and Mr. Srihari Pakalpatti, Chief Financial Officer. Before we begin, I would like to state that some of the statements made in today's discussion may be forward-looking in nature and may involve risk and uncertainties. Documents relating to the company's financial performance have already been emailed to you. Now I invite Mr. Chaudhary to share his initial remarks on the company's performance for the quarter.
Thank you, Mr. Vishal. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining the call. We'll begin the call with company's operational performance during the quarter, followed by the key industry updates. On the recent updates for missiles and rockets, I am pleased to inform that some of the DRDO developed technologies which are transferred to us have productionized, and we received production orders from BDL, who is the lead integrator for these projects. And in addition to this, as I have shared earlier, we have received several design and development orders for export purpose. Out of that, 4 numbers we received supply orders, and productionization has started. And the deliveries are supposed to be affected in the last quarter of the current financial year. We always continue to move on our growth track during the quarter. We have generated a cash profit of rupees 3.3 crores. With our execution run rate stable and given the nature of our cost structure, the operating leverage of our business will help us to generate better cash flows, which will be utilized towards strengthening our balance sheet. The changing business mix with the increasing contribution of defense segments will augur well for our overall margins. On the order intake front, there has been good progress. Let me take you through the new order update issued during 9 months of financial year 2023. The company has recently signed an MOU with Hindustan Aeronautics Limited in the field of manufacturing, assembly and testing, storage and transportation of explosives for bombs and missiles. Received new orders from Israel Aerospace Industries Limited for manufacturing and supply of warheads with total value of $537,500, which is equal to 4.3 crores, and expect to be delivered by May 2023. Production and supply of booster rocket motors for a total value of $688,000, equivalent to 5.5 crore rupees. And the deliveries are expected by March 2023. The company also received an advance amount of $2.44 million, that is 19.4 crores, towards the development of production lines and procurement of raw materials for the orders received from the overseas entity for supply of rocket motors. During the quarter, the company has received an order from VSSC, that is Vikram Sarabhai Space Center, for production and supply of 3 sets of PSOM-XL motors for their PSLV launch vehicle for a total value of 3.45 crores, and it will be executed at Katepalli. And we have already executed 4 PSOM-XL motors from Katepalli and the PDK. And this order is to be executed within a period of 8 months. There are some of our notable updates on quarterly orders. We are extremely pleased to report that our current outstanding order book as on December 31st, 2022 stood at approximately rupees 575 crores, which translates into 3 times of our financial year 22 revenues. In addition to the rocket motors and warheads, production of flares against new orders is going on. This is expected to give good boost to revenue in the fourth quarter and financial year 23-24. Coming to the defense industry future, and the defense industry, like we have been mentioned, and like you may also be aware, defense sector in India has a strong manufacturing ecosystem. Recently organized Defense Expo in October 2022, which offers the Indian defense sector particularly to showcase a chance to present its goods, technologies, and solutions to the government's decision making. Along with participation from 63 nations, the last edition of this Expo saw an unprecedented gathering of over 600 exhibitors, both physically and online, and experienced a huge success at Defexpo 2022, which saw 451 MOU, TOT agreements to advance India's growing defense industry capability. Efforts are being made to improve manufacturing capabilities. India has recently emerged as a major defense exporter, especially with the development of a strong defense industrial environment, and exports to more than 75 countries after seeing an 8-fold increase in defense exports over the past 5 years. In 21-22, India's defense exports reached a record high of rupees 14,000 crore. This achievement was made possible by the government's initiatives to increase the export of military equipment to friendly foreign nations. Further, the government of India is targeting to cross rupees 19,000 crores mark for defense exports by 2023 and well on course to attain the target of 25,000 crore worth of exports by 2025. Now coming to the industrial explosives segment, the costs of raw materials, which have increased by approximately 200% in the past year, in the previous year, are finally stabilizing, and this also holds true for the coal mining industry. We could see some reversal trend in some of the raw material prices. The domestic coal output is set to increase to 1,017 metric tons in 2023-24 and is further likely to increase by 9 to 10% in 24-25 in light of the anticipated rise in coal consumption owing to economic expansion. Now I request our CFO to share the financial performance.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. The result presentation for the quarter has been uploaded on the stock exchanges and on the company's website. I believe you all may have gone through the same. Now, I would present the financial results for the quarter and 9 months ended 31st December 2022. The revenue from operations for Q3 FY23 stands at 37 crores as compared to 50.8 crores in the corresponding period last year, with a degrowth of 26.6%. Our operating profit for Q3 FY23 stands at 5 crores as compared to 4 crores in the corresponding period last year. The operating margin for the quarter stands at 13%. In Q3 FY23, we reported a net profit of 0.6 crores compared to the same in Q3 FY22. The revenue from operations for 9 months ended 9 months FY23 stands at 1 as compared to 139 crores in the corresponding period last year, which is translating into an 8% growth year on year. Operating profit for 9 months stands at 18 crores as compared to 17 crores in the corresponding period last year, which shows a flattish growth. The operating margin of 12% in 9 months FY23. Net profit in 9 months FY23 stood at 4 crores compared to profit of 4 crores in 9 months FY22. Now coming to the order book, the company's current total order book stands at 575 crores, out of which explosive business comprises around 108 crores. Defense segment is at 335 crores, which is around 58% of our total order book, and the southern segment, that is operations and management, is around 132 crores. The order book represents a strong growth over the
1. Participants, to ask a question, you may press star and 1. The first question is from the line of Aman Vij from Astute Investment Management. Please go ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir. First question is on the order book for space. If you can quantify that, and also if you can talk about, typically we are as of now providing mostly motors to the rockets. So what is a typical percentage cost of a motor of the total cost of a rocket? And these are the questions on the space side, if you can talk about the same.
Sorry, can you repeat what exactly percentage of rocket motors on the overall order book?
No, I was talking about percentage of the cost of motor as the total cost of a rocket, just to understand if a rocket cost, example, $50 million, so what is the typical cost of a motor in that?
This is a bit difficult to say because the cost, it has 3 divisions, rocket motor basically. One is rocket motor, and a missile has 3. One is rocket motor, second is warhead, and then guidance system, electronics, and all those things, seekers. So our this domain remains as on date with the rocket motor and then warhead in some cases. But seeker is definitely seeker, and then those portions are the costliest parts of the motor. And percentage I won't be able to tell. Probably the BDL can tell this part.
And sorry, what is our order book as of today in the space division?
In defense we have 338 crores order book.
Yeah, that I know, sir. Specifically related to ISRO or space, I was talking about that.
ISRO space requirement?
Yeah, out of this order book, how much is for space/ISRO?
Yeah, right now it is only 3.45 crores.
Okay, so the new orders which you were talking about at the start, that is not into the order book.
The new order which we received was 3.45 crores. Old order we have executed.
Okay, sir. My second question is, sir, 2-3 years back we used to talk about, we had bid for ammunition, I believe grenades. So if you can update on that order.
The RFP is still not opened and finalized, and in the meantime, parallelly, we are working with, as I mentioned in my initial notes, we are working with ARDE on a DCPP program for development of ammunition. So whereas the RFP is still not open commercially.
Okay. Sir, so correct me if I'm wrong, but Solar Industries had one order for some grenades. So we didn't bid for that order. Our bidding was for separate product. If you can talk about the same.
Solar Industries is not into this grenade ammunition as far as I know, but if they are there, cannot. But you may be talking about some multi-mode grenade.
Yes.
No, we consciously we did not participate in that tender. So they are alone in that, and we are not in that tender as on date.
Okay. But in our portfolio with ARD, which you are talking about, we have this option of grenades also. Is it multi-mode or is it a different?
See, the multi-mode grenades, as far as I know, they are like any hand grenade.
Okay.
But what I am talking, the grenade is grenade ammunition, which is fired from a
rocket launcher.
Yes,
okay.
Grenade launcher. It's a large ammunition, 40 millimeter, 30 millimeter, which is fired from a gun or a multi-grenade launcher or a under-barrel gun launcher. That is the ammunition which we are participated and waiting for it to be awarded.
Okay. And if you can talk about what is the opportunity in this category, the grenade launcher grenades, basically.
The opportunity is good in the grenade ammunition. Right now, that is being imported, and then some quantity is being, I think, made by ordnance factories. But there is a good demand, and the RFP quantities are also good.
Okay. And when do we expect any orders, confirm order from this category?
I think it may happen in the next financial year, probably in the middle of financial year, because we have to go through the qualification process and all those. Then only it will be, after all technical qualifications, then only it will happen. But apart from that RFPs, our facility, we are also planning for many agencies who want to outsource to us for manufacturing. That are also we are planning, and the discussions are going on. So
Sure,
we are not just dependent on only on the RFP.
Sure, sir. And so last point on this, how many players have bid for this, and if you can quantify the imported amount, just to understand what is the opportunity?
It's a little difficult to say. It's not open information. We have to get from, I think, three or four agencies have participated in it, including us.
Okay. Sir, next question is on the, so in the presentation, you have talked about we are supplying propellants to the missile program, basically, of the 6 missile programs. So, sir, typically, just wanted to understand, you mentioned last call, we have 100 crore order book combined of this 6 programs per year. But sir, isn't this number too less? Because my understanding is these 6 programs, the amount of orders that is expected is much more. So, since we have very high market share in the products which you have mentioned, so why is our order book only 100 crore per year and not more? Is the propellant cost as the cost of total missile very small? Is that the reason we have only 100 crore order book instead of much bigger number?
So where did you get this 100 crores?
Last time an analyst had asked you this question. So out of that 6 programs we have, what is the order book expected? So you mentioned additional 100 crore per year.
ISRO, which program? ISRO program.
No, not ISRO. This missile programs, slide number 20. Slide number 20, sir. We have 6 missile programs: Akash, MRSAM, Agni, BrahMos.
Okay. See, these are in these programs, the hardware and everything is coming as FIM, because Akash or MRSAM, Astra are these programs. So our portion is only the propellant, and it is linked with the numbers taken for assembly by BDL. So the BDL right now, the quantities which are happening there, it is that, and Akash program, which was really going in a big way, that has almost now tapered down. It is tapering down. So that quantities have reduced. Other quantities to come and take over, it may take time. So that's why we have indicated a figure of that.
And we are, as of now, only doing propellants. We are not into the motors in these missiles as of now, right?
We are doing both. These projects, this is BDL is making the hardware and all those, and they are dependent on us for propellant. Whereas other programs and all those other, we are including the hardware we are supplying. Exports to Israel and other countries, including hardware we are supplying, entire rocket motor, not just propellant. Similarly, the new projects like NGARM and other, this includes the hardware also in our scope, full rocket motor assembly.
Yeah, you have talked about we are developing motors for Astra missiles also. Is it Astra Mark II dual pulse motor, or we are only talking about Astra Mark I only?
We are not developing the motor. Astra, we are propellant is developed by us. Astra rocket motors are all by other agencies from the RDO.
Okay, in this slide, sir, slide 18, you have mentioned production under TOT Astra motor. In production under TOT.
Yeah, the first production order has come, but like you have mentioned that it depends, execution depends on the FIM hardware to be supplied. BDL still is in the initial stages for Astra. MRSAM, yes, we are getting continuously and we are regularly producing and delivering them. But Astra is still, it has to pick up.
But are we developing 2-stage and 3-stage motors for missiles?
For Astra, you are talking?
Any missile, sir. The advanced motors, advanced missiles where there is 2-stage and 3-stage.
About NGR and Rudram, there we are with hardware we are in.
Okay, sure, sir. Final question, sir, on the defense side. So,
and all export orders of rocket motors, all are with complete rocket motor, including hardware and everything.
Okay. And sorry, how much is export order out of our total this rocket motor order? So just to understand the price, where we will be providing both hardware and propellant versus only propellant.
With hardware, we have the order book. I mean, the order book includes the hardware exports is about 100 crores.
Okay.
All the complete rocket motor. It's not hardware or it's not propellant. It's completely assembled rocket motor is exported.
Sure, sir. And do we expect further orders in this where we are both the complete rocket motor?
Yes. Only part of the development only got converted into production orders. Now there are others in line which we have completed the development and demonstrated the performance and all those. Now they have to get converted into production orders.
Yeah. Last question from my side on the defense order book, which we have of 330 crores. So we were expecting to execute much more than 70 odd crore we have done in 9 months. So was there any delay in say December quarter? Normally is a good quarter for defense. So do we expect very high ramp up in Q4, or do you think only next year we'll be able to execute most of this defense order book?
No, actually we are expecting the billing to happen in Q4. Most of the billing is expected to happen in Q4. A lot of clearances and permissions are yet to come. So I think that will be
clearances, permissions means no. It is these export orders particularly, they are shipped. So availability of ship and then containers, because you require the ship which carries the explosives. So unless we bill it, it will not appear in the paper. So we are expecting that to be completed in the fourth quarter.
So you expect maybe like a big portion. So defense with at the start of the year we had target of maybe around 150 crore for the full year, but we have done only 70 crores. So do you think Q4 we will be able to make up for the loss, or do you think next year only we can target this 150 crore kind of run rate in defense?
So we expect some good number. We cannot say the exact number, but we can expect a good number to happen in Q4 in defense.
Sure, sir. Thank you for answering the question.
Yeah. We are finding a little difficulty in hearing. I think a lot of strain we have to put on understanding the question. Is it possible to improve it further? Audio?
So should I reconnect your line? Participants, to ask a question, you may press star and 1. The next question is from the line of Neeraj Mansinka from White Pine Investment Management. Please go ahead.
So thank you for the opportunity. Just wanted to know LRSAM, MRSAM, and NGRM orders.
Thank you, Mr. Mansinka. Please use the handset mode.
Hello, you can hear me better right now, right?
So are you able to hear Mr. Mansinka?
Not clear. Your voice is very clear, but his voice is not so clear.
No, I am totally in the handset mode only, so I don't know what to do. Should I connect again? So, or should I wait?
I think maybe you can speak slowly. Probably will be able.
Okay, I'll do that. So basically, we were expecting we have 100% suppliers for MRSAM and LRSAM and Astra. And we are not seeing much scale up in your defense revenues. I know you said that Q4 you will be reporting the numbers, but can you say from an industry perspective, when do you expect a scale up of the MRSAM and LRSAM in the orders for your side?
See, the present indications are around 25 numbers per month of MRSAM, LRSAM, and Astra another 20 numbers per month. It is like that. LRSAM, MRSAM is already going on at that level right now. We are supplying. But Astra is yet to come to that level. And these are the quantities which will come. Earlier in Akash, the quantities were more. We were almost delivering 50 to 60 numbers in a month.
Okay. So do you expect more scale up for MRSAM, LRSAM? Because
no, I don't think it will go more than that. That 25, 20 numbers level only it will remain. And about NGRM and other things, we are yet to know about the actual potential when it comes to full scale production.
Okay, got it. And so going forward in say next 2 years, which are the areas you see a large growth in the reported revenues for your firm?
No, not these alone. We have like our turnover and order book and all are dependent on many other things.
Yeah, we are aware of that. So I wanted to know from the current, whatever understanding you have.
We have export orders for almost 120, 130 numbers per month. Rockets alone, not just propellant casting, but full rocket motors. So that keeps us busy. In fact, that keeps us busy both of our plants, CDK and Katepalli.
Okay. The second question was on the services. The revenues were not reported this quarter. Any reason why the services revenue have not come in?
Sorry, anything? Services?
Yeah.
Not reported?
No, it was reported. No, depends on space services. No, actually, the whatever revenue is there came from the defense services only. The defense billing has not happened as explained it.
Okay. So the defense billing, but was coming in a continuous range over the last.
Sorry, I didn't.
The defense revenues are getting repaid on a permanent range, but this quarter it has been significantly low. So what has changed that the defense approvals are yet to come for acceptance of the orders?
Actually, as per the accounting standard, as per our this thing also, it is only we consider only in one segment, that is the ILG material. For the detail, information purpose, we used to have the differentiate between these two. But from now, we wanted to have the commercial and non-commercial only.
Okay. So, I'll come back to the queue. I have some questions. I'll come back to the queue.
Thank you. Reminder to the participants, anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1. The next question is from the line of Abhishek Poddar from HDFC Mutual Fund. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thanks for taking my question. Sir, regarding the order inflows in defense and explosives, how should we see, sir, in 24 and 25, and even this year, if you can guide, how much order inflows are you expecting?
New orders, what we are expecting, at least another increase of 100 crores in terms of this. This is based on the various RFPs we are participating and export and all those. That's what is conservative target.
Okay, this 100 crore is for this year, sir? Additional 100 crore for this year only, sir? 23?
No, 23, 24 additional turnover.
No, we will maintain about 650 to 700 crores order book continuously in 23, 24.
Okay, so you will get more orders and you will execute, but your order book will increase 650 to 700 crores, sir.
In spite of the execution.
Sir, could you give a number of, how much order inflow will be there in 24 and 25? Some sense of it, sir, and if you can give a broad range if you can give, sir.
Yeah, that's what. It's difficult to say that because so many things are in pipeline. Now, how many will come in this year? Because see, defense industry goes different way. It is not like a commodity industry where regularly every month there is an offtake or something. So order placement depends on various things, which very difficult to predict. But yes, like I told you, at least another additional 100 crores or 150 crores should come there.
Order book build will happen, sir.
Yeah.
Of 150 crore.
Yeah.
Right. And sir, this defense order book of let's say 350 crores that you have today, what is the execution timeline for this? How many years it's going to be executed, entire order book?
Most of them are in 2 years' time.
Okay. So we can assume that about 180 to 200 crores of execution per year in defense can happen.
Yes.
Right, understood. And sir, on the explosive side, we have seen that there has been a big increase in global explosive prices, almost 2x increase, and that had kind of, led to a large increase in the order book for your competition. We haven't seen similar kind of a growth in our explosive business. So is it that volumes have not, kept in pace, or what has happened in that side?
No, even in our case, you can see 60% growth when compared to the previous year.
Actually, like we explained in earlier Concalls, yeah, we 2 years back, based on the prevailing raw material prices and margins and all those, we were not very aggressive in fuel explosives area. So that has paid off. In fact, that contained our negative growth in that area in terms of profit. Now the new tenders and other things will happen in the next year. So based on the current things, I think our participation may be a little more aggressive.
Okay, because sir, if the explosive prices have gone up by almost 2x, and if your growth is 60%, so that would mean that volumes are little down. Is that the case? Or
Coal India, particularly Coal India, we see that we are not there in Coal India for bulk explosives and all those. But because that has helped us because raw material costs were so high, and then so our concentration was more on defense and all those rather than straining our sources. But now things have changed. Like Mr. Srihari was explaining about the last quarter, how this segment has contributed, and we are hoping that in the next financial year definitely that should help us, and our participation will increase.
Okay, sir, could you give what is the volume you are expecting to do this year in explosives, and what volume growth should we assume next year?
We are doing bulk explosives. We are doing about 8,000 to 8,500 tons. Because we have the only two location orders in hand, and we are doing it. We are doing 8,000 to 8,500 tons. But we are expecting, because the Coal India is coming with the new tenders in coming year in June. So let us see if we get some good things. The volumes may go up.
Okay, understood. And sir, in the slide number 4, if I look at the revenue breakup for defense and space services, the revenues have come down YOY to only 2.8 crores.
Right.
Any clarity there why that has happened?
Because defense billing, as we explained in the early stage, the defense billing is to happen in Q4. Most of the billing is deferred to the Q4. So I think that will be compensated in Q4.
Okay. So some shipment probably hasn't happened, but the execution or work has been completed.
Almost the cargoes and most of the cargo is ready, and we are waiting for the dispatch. Most of the case.
Understood. And so just the last question on the defense side, if I look at the missile programs order inflow expectation, there is expectation of large orders for Akash, QRSAM and MRSAM in next 2 years. So you did mention, your order book will go up to 650 crores, including defense next year. There's only increase of 100 crore. Because of these large programs, would you expect large order inflow to come to us?
Yeah, it has to, because we are the only vendors for these. As on date, we are the only vendors for these programs for clients. So whatever increase we get in that, it comes to us.
So if I just take a number, Akash missile order inflow expectation is in the range of 6,000-7,000 crore for the first one, and another.
No, Akash missile is no more in the such large numbers presently. I think we were depending on the export orders received by BDL or other agencies. Again, Akash program may pick up, but as on date, it is on low key because I explained, it is tapering out. It is other programs, MR-SAM, QR-SAM,
Okay.
Astra. These are all now taken, and all these programs we are the single vendor.
Sir, Akash Prime was supposed to come for 2 BDL, is what we understand from the media reports and all.
But, yeah, this is only the initial stages. It has not yet come to a full production scale.
All right. And sir, let's say assume if they get a 6,000 crore order for Akash Prime, how much allocation will be to us?
I think I always answer this question because we are not very sure about that contribution of ours and all those mails. Maybe I think some 15% or something we may get. I'm not very sure. It's just a ballpark.
You said 15%, sir?
Yeah, that's all. That's also just a guesstimate, guess rather than the correct figure.
Okay. Thank you, sir. All the best, sir.
Okay.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, if you wish to ask a question, please press star and 1. The next question is from the line of Neeraj Mansinka from White Pine Investment Management. Please go ahead.
How much was the defense revenues for the quarter?
Sorry?
How much was the revenues reported for the defense for the quarter?
For the quarter. Absolutely no billing, sir.
Yeah, that is why what my question was last time also when I was just on the call a few minutes back, that we have seen a continuous defense order being reported, but this quarter we haven't seen. Even in Q3 of last year, we saw defense order being reported. So what is that has changed because of which the reporting is zero? I know you said there's a delay in acceptance by the government, but that is also an ongoing process. So just wanted to know from your side what might have led to zero reporting of defense revenues.
Reporting of defense orders you are talking about, not the execution.
Execution I'm talking about. The reported revenues are zero for the quarter.
So like Mr. Srihari explained, the deliveries did not happen. Unless the deliveries happen, they don't come into the revenue.
Okay. So how much was the value of deliveries which did not happen for the defense for the Q3?
We have about 60, we have the stocks worth about more than 50 crores at this point, only inventory.
Okay. So yeah, that answers my question. Thank you.
Thank you. Participants, to ask a question, you may press star and 1. Ladies and gentlemen, if you wish to ask a question, please press star and 1. Participants, to ask a question, you may press star and 1. The next question is from the line of Aman Vij from Astute Investment Management. Please go ahead.
Thank you for the opportunity again. Sir, on this ARD deal that RFP that we have applied for, sir, is it for one single product or have you applied for multiple products?
You are talking about ammunition?
Yes, ammunition.
No, it is multiple products, different variants.
Okay. And on the second part, sir, the original bid which we had done, you had said that has still not opened or something like that. Any update on when do we expect any kind of either when do we expect the orders, the information?
No, right now it is in the stage of NCNC technical trials.
Okay.
But those samples delivery NCNC trials, they are delayed because of the present prevailing international condition, transportation and all those. So I think it may go to the end of calendar year 23. It may go to probably. Because first they will do the technical evaluation of the samples, NCNC samples submitted, then only once after with the qualified people only they will open the commercial bids.
And what is the total amount of the orders? Not the one we bid, but what is the total quantum of that order which is expected to open up?
You're talking about ammunition, 14 months?
Yes.
So that RFP part, it goes to around around 1 lakh numbers per annum.
Sure. And this is for the army, if I am right?
Yeah.
And sir, any orders expected for the other agencies like MHA and CRPF?
Other paramilitary forces and police departments, they are all voting and they are sending the queries. So without waiting for that, like I mentioned to you, we are progressing in the development so that we can meet these requirements.
So you expect other agencies' orders to come earlier compared to the army orders?
Yeah.
Okay, and mid of H1 you said is other agencies basically, and army maybe end of FY24.
Yeah.
But you said it is only 1 lakh orders per year, right?
Yeah.
So this amount then...
There are 4 different variants there also. It is between them around 4 lakh number per annum it comes to.
Okay, and we have bid for all these 4 variants? Do we have that?
Bid for all the 4 variants.
And so this is developed totally in-house, or we have a tie-up with some international?
No, we have a tie-up with foreign OEM.
Sure, sir. And is it rough to assume like for solar, the average cost was like 6,000 to 7,000 per SKU or per quantity? So this will be much more, maybe like 7,000-8,000 only per say one.
It's not clear.
Yeah. So 1 lakh orders which you were saying per annum, does this translate to roughly 80 crores per year, 80 to 100 crores per year in amount? 1 lakh per.
I don't see that relevant.
You want us to comment on that?
Sure, sir. My second question is, sir, this year 2 expos happened, Ammunition Expo also and Defense Expo. You talked about HAL tie-up in terms of any...
Mr. Vich, the audio is slightly muffled. Please use the hand.
We are straining a lot to understand you. That's the problem.
Yeah. Sir, this should be better, right?
Yeah, please repeat the question.
Yeah. I was saying this year, sir, 2 expos had happened. One is Defense Expo and one is Ammunition Expo, also something of that sort. So we have already disclosed we are tied up with HAL, but any other tie-ups related to munitions specifically, because that is a big opportunity and I think we are among the very few players in India. So any tie-up with Munitions India or any other for exports, which we did in these 2 conferences.
We have no tie-up with Munitions India, but we have several tie-ups, MOUs signed with other agencies, Indian industry, where we are the partners for providing the energetic materials and components and assembly, and the other partner providing the hardware and other things. We have several.
Okay. Yeah. And we expect any orders from these tie-ups in this year, FY24?
Yeah. We are expecting. Those MOUs to get converted into, because a lot of our RFPs are in pipeline. Under consideration, already submitted, different stages of maturity.
Sure, sir. That helps. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Gursharan from GMA. Please go ahead.
Thank you for taking my question. Just wanted to understand the order position from the Israeli orders which you had mentioned earlier. How much of a percentage have we concluded, supplied?
So the development and all we have completed. Now we received the production order. So like we have explained, now the inventories are produced and built up. So supplies and all those will progress. We have not supplied anything. Zero supply against the production order. They're all, we started loading in our 9 so that whenever they arrange, because transportation is not in our scope. Transportation, shipping is in their scope. They have to organize.
So the entire order is still outstanding as far as selling is concerned. Preparation has been done, but it has not been yet shipped. Is that clear?
Because we have to keep on producing and storing.
Yes.
And accumulate till they lift them.
Right. So any further orders, have they come in the last quarter after that 100 crore order which had come in?
No, we get normal small orders on a continuous basis. So,
Yes.
But whatever is material, we have disclosed to the exchanges.
Right. Okay. Fine enough. And
Multiple orders, small multiple orders.
right. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Parag Kulkarni, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Hello.
Mr. Kulkarni, please go ahead with your question.
Yeah. So one thing I want to know, do we have any plans for the stock split or the stock bonus in future? Because my concern is the liquidity.
Mr. Kulkarni, the audio is unclear from your line. Please use the handset mode.
Just a minute. Am I clear?
Please go ahead with your question.
Yeah. My concern is about the liquidity of the stock in the market. I hardly see any liquidity. So do we have any plans to come up with stock split or bonus stocks in future?
No, not at this moment, sir. Definitely, the moment. I mean, whenever we wish to do that, we will definitely inform you. But not at this moment. We don't have any thought. Think about it in this moment.
Yeah, because what I see is the volumes hardly in 5,000, 7,000, 8,000 per day. That is hardly any volume for a stock growth. And in longer run, for the investors, the growth is really easy for in this way.
We understood your concern, sir.
Yeah.
Definitely, we will look into that.
Right, sir. Thanks.
Thank you. As there are no further questions from the participants, I would now like to hand the conference over to Mr. T.V. Chaudhary for closing comments.
Thank you very much, sir, for your interest in your company and then very valuable questions and suggestions. I think we will come out with better results in the next week. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Premier Explosives Limited, that concludes this conference. Thank you for joining us, and you may now disconnect your lines.